There is something you are supposed to be doing right now. Don't tell me what it is. You don't have to. I know it exists because you're here. And a video about procrastination is exactly what a person watches while they're doing it. You've probably already diagnosed yourself lazy, undisciplined, broken in some small private way that other people aren't. So, you bought the planner, downloaded the app, set the 6 a.m. alarm, and it worked. For 3 days. It always works for 3 days. But here's the thing that should have tipped you off years ago: lazy people don't lie awake at 2 a.m. hating themselves for the thing they didn't do. Lazy people don't care. You care so much it hurts. That's not laziness. That's something else wearing laziness as a disguise. Scientists figured out what that something is. It isn't a time problem. It isn't a discipline problem. It's a case of mistaken identity happening inside your skull. And by the end of this video, you're going to see the stranger who's been making your decisions. Start with the biggest lie in productivity: that procrastination is about work. It isn't. A psychologist named Timothy Pychyl spent his entire career on this question, and his conclusion fits in one sentence. Procrastination is not avoiding a task. It's avoiding a feeling. Look at the last thing you put off. The email, the taxes, the blank page. Nothing about it was physically hard. What you dodged was the emotion sitting on top of it, the boredom, the confusion, the quiet terror of doing it badly. The task was never the enemy. The task is just the doorway the feeling stands behind. And the moment you turn away, new tab, phone, fridge, the feeling vanishes. Instant relief. Which is the exact moment the trap closes. Because your brain just took a note. Avoiding that thing felt good. You didn't fail at working. You succeeded at escaping. And your brain rewards success. Every single time you procrastinate, the habit gets paid. That's why the hacks don't hold. They're aimed at your calendar. The problem lives in your chest. But this only raises the real question. Escaping costs you so much. The all-nighter, the panic, the shame. Why does your brain keep taking such a terrible trade? Tiny comfort now, disaster later, because of who it thinks later belongs to. There are two characters running your head, and they were built 200 million years apart. The new one lives right behind your forehead. The planner. It's the part that sees the future, that signs you up for the course, sets the alarm, means every word of "I'll start Monday." When you make a promise to yourself, the planner is the one talking. The old one lives deep in the middle of your brain, and it is ancient. It has no concept of Monday, no concept of later at all. It knows now. Comfort now, safety now, pleasure now. It's the part that hits snooze and opens the app. The writer Tim Urban gave it a name that stuck: the instant gratification monkey. Here's why the monkey keeps winning, and it isn't weakness. Behavioral scientists call it present bias. Your brain chemically overvalues rewards it can have this second, and discounts anything further out. The relief of closing the laptop is real, immediate, guaranteed. The finished project is a rumor from next week. In your brain's accounting, a cookie in your hand outbids a heart attack 30 years away. Every time, by default, in everyone. So stop picturing procrastination as a test of character. You keep failing. It's a negotiation between a planner who lives in the future and a monkey who doesn't believe the future exists. And the monkey has one more advantage, the most unfair one. Because it turns out your brain doesn't just discount the future. It doesn't think the future is you. This is the part that should be famous. A researcher named Hal Hershfield put people in a brain scanner and watched which brain regions fired as they thought about different people. Thinking about yourself lights up one distinct pattern. Thinking about a stranger lights up another. Clean separation. Self here, stranger there. Then he asked them to think about themselves 10 years from now. The scanner showed the stranger pattern. Sit with that. On the level of actual neural machinery, future you is not you. Your brain files that person with the strangers. Someone whose face you can't quite picture, whose problems aren't quite yours. Which means every act of procrastination is not self-sabotage. It's something more ordinary and more chilling. It's outsourcing. Present you takes the comfort. Then present you hands the bill to somebody else. A person your brain sincerely believes it will never have to be. The all-nighter? A stranger pulls it. The April tax panic? A stranger's problem. That's why the deadline never feels real until it's hours away. Because that's the moment the stranger's life finally becomes yours. And this explains the 3-day curse. Willpower is present you trying to care about a person present you has never met. You weren't failing at discipline all these years. You were being asked to make sacrifices for a stranger. And refusing, the way almost anyone would. Procrastination was never a work problem. It's a relationship problem. And you can't fix a relationship with an alarm clock. So the real fixes look nothing like productivity advice. There are 3, and each one attacks the actual machine. 1. Shrink the feeling, not the task. You're not avoiding work. You're avoiding an emotion. And the emotion lives almost entirely in the anticipation. So make the entry ridiculous. 2 minutes. 1 sentence. Shoes on. Nothing more. The dread is a wall painted on paper. It only holds if you never touch it. Nearly everyone who starts for 2 minutes keeps going, because the thing they were fleeing disappears the instant they begin. 2. The strange one. Give the stranger a face. In Hershfield's follow-up experiments, people who looked at digitally aged photos of themselves or wrote a letter to who they'd be in 10 years immediately made better long-term choices. No discipline training. No habit stack. The stranger just became a person. Tonight, try it. Picture tomorrow you, specifically, the face at the desk at 11 p.m., either grateful or betrayed. You'll feel the decision change in real time. Because for once, both people at the negotiation are real. 3. And this is the one that sounds fake but has the strongest evidence. Forgive yourself for last time. Researchers followed students across exams and found the ones who forgave themselves for procrastinating on the first exam procrastinated less on the second. Because think about what guilt is. It's a bad feeling. And you now know exactly what your brain does with bad feelings. It flees them straight into the nearest distraction. Shame isn't the punishment for procrastination. Shame is the fuel. Every round of self-hatred hands the monkey tomorrow's escape route. You were never broken. You were caught in a loop built from mercy. A brain protecting you from bad feelings. 1 comfortable second at a time. At a cost it genuinely couldn't see. Somewhere ahead of you tonight is the person who inherits whatever you do next. Your brain says they're a stranger, they're not. They have your eyes, your debts, your unfinished thing. And right now, they're hoping. 2 minutes. Go be someone they've met.